Today I'll be speaking to you about the Mandela effect. Or Mandela, that's just a little joke. You'll get that by the end of the speech. For those of you who didn't pay attention during history class, Nelson Mandela was a politician and revolutionary of South Africa who died about 4 years ago, right? The Mandela effect is a relatively new conspiracy theory that has had substantial discussion over the past few years. This theory suggests that every single person on this earth is subject to alternate realities. We will come back to this timeline in a bit. I first heard about the conspiracy in 2013 and it has stuck in my mind ever since. After scoring through online surveys and academic papers, I have learned just how extensive the topic has become in the last few years. When learning of the Mandela effect, one should know what it is, what evidence it has, and how valid it could be. Let's begin with what exactly the Mandela effect is. In 2009 blog by Fiona Broom, the term Mandela effect was initially coined and defined as when someone has a clear personal memory of something that has never happened in this reality. This marked the beginning of the circulating controversy of alternate realities. The theory identifies that for multiple events or names, there are two or more large groups of people who have distinctly different recollections regarding the subject. While this phenomenon can be attributed to other psychological reasons, Broom identifies it to be something unknown. She believes that sliding is the predominant cause. This theory suggests that one is removed from their own reality and slid into another. This idea comes from a TV show that ran from 1995 to 2000 that featured people who had the ability to travel through wormholes to parallel universes. The disconnect, however, is that we are unaware of this happening and can't control it. Of course, this is only speculation. However, there are many dual memories this theory points to as evidence. While the original memory was that Nelson Mandela died in prison in the 1980s, when in reality he died in 2013, there are numerous other instances cited. In Jesse Reich's research conducted in 2016, he found that through online surveys that large quantities of people distinctly remembered events and things differently, splitting the population into 2 or 3 large groups on multiple subjects. In Reich's research, he found that over 70% of people remember the famous Star Wars quote as, "Luke, I am your father," which is incorrect. This leaves less than 22% with the correct knowledge. No, I am your father. The light blue portion represents the people who were correct. The dual memory that made this theory go viral was a common children's book that has been well known since the 1960s. None other than the Berenstain Bears, or Berenstain, as an outstanding 83% remember it. Again, the light blue portion represents the correct response. And more importantly than movie quotes or children's books, there are real historical events that people have differing recollection of. Tiananmen Square, which happened in the 1980s. This was a big political thing that many people were upset about and caused a big revolution in China. Many people remember this man being run over by the tanks and gruesomely killed, but this never happened. There are countless other occurrences people claim the Mandela effect is responsible for. These are mostly the lifespans of celebrities, spelling of words, movie quotes, and titles. There are a few that are more specific but less widely known, such as the universal blood type and how many moon landings there have been. While all of this is very entertaining to think about, what are the chances that it is an accurate theory? Scientific investigation allows room for debate. According to the University of Pennsylvania, a professor, Max Tomark, in his 2003 dissertation, Parallel Universes, science has given evidence to the possibility of alternate universes. While explaining the logistics of these findings would require a whole other discussion, it opens the possibility of the controversy of the Mandela effect. In contrast, the Mandela effect has also been attributed to cases of false memory. Specifically, has been referred to as collective false memory by many scientists, since there are such widespread results across the planet. A false memory is exactly what it sounds like, when you just don't remember something how it actually happened or how it actually is. But Broom, the creator of the Mandela effect, claims this is not the case. Does anyone remember that episode of The Office where no one can remember if Stanley has a mustache or not? While researching this episode of The Office came to mind. It made me wonder if there's another reason that the Mandela effect has been able to circulate for so long. Just like in the show, as soon as you're presented with a second option, you start doubting yourself. It's like how when you take a test, they say to always go with your first option since you'll confuse yourself later on. You never paid attention to the real thing in question, so your mind just glosses over it. You are now able to picture both possibilities, and your mind becomes confused, not knowing which is the original and which you personally fabricated. He does have one, by the way. With such an extensive topic as the members of the entire human race, we could discuss for hours without coming to a good conclusion. But for now, I must do just that. Today we talked about what the Mandela effect is, what evidence it has, and how valid it could be. The Mandela effect, founded on the idea that someone who is dead is really alive. I can look around at all of your faces, and I see that here you are alive, but maybe somewhere in another universe you're not. I now leave you with the task of deciding what reality you're truly living. Thank you.